Well, when I started this channel a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had two videos in the can. My welcome video, welcome to my channel, and embrace the suck. I really didn't have much idea what to expect when I started. It's been a heck of a ride. I remember waiting for the reactions to come in when I made the first post, posted the first video up. Like I said, having no idea what to expect, and got a really good response. I was actually quite surprised. And I was thinking to myself, well, this isn't so hard. Everybody makes a big deal about how hard it is and this and that. And I didn't think it was that hard. I got really nice comments, really nice response from the first video, and it all looked really good. And then I posted the second one, the second week, and got a little bit less less response. Well, maybe it's not as easy as I was thinking it was. But it's been a lot of fun right from the start, to be honest. And now, a year later, I've got 52 long form videos up, 7 shorts, 500. No, I was going to say 511 subscribers, but I lost one this morning, or overnight, so 510 subscribers. So it's come a ways in a year. Pretty pleased all overall for how everything's gone. For some reason that I don't understand, the subscriptions have tapered off. There was a flurry right at the beginning, and then the subs are a little bit harder to come by now. I had a tough time getting up to 500. It was at 490 this, 490 that for quite a while, and then broke over 500 and got up to 510, 512, and like I said, now I'm back down to 510. So that's interesting to watch. And actually, that's the only analytics I pay any attention to are the views that the videos get and how many subscribers there are. And it's not. I won't say it's not important to me. It is important to me, but it's not critical. I'm happy for whatever I get, and I'm still doing it to have fun. So I never had it in my mind to make any money off of YouTube. Being monetized has never been my motivation for starting the channel. I started it to have fun. I don't care about being paid, which is part of the reason I don't pay that close attention to the analytics. I mostly just wanted to get some thoughts and ideas down for the record for whoever might be interested. I thought somebody might be interested in what what it was like getting old, hitting 70 and getting into your 70s. Somebody 50 might be wondering about that. Somebody 60 might be wondering about that. And I thought I'd get down some ideas and some perspectives and see if anybody was interested. And I thought maybe I could commiserate, if that's the right word, with some folks in the same boat. Some folks my age or older. Offer some encouragement, share some experiences of the feeling that you're not in this alone. It's happening to all of us at this stage. And I thought maybe somebody get a smile out of it. And I think I said early on that if I got a smile from somebody, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a paycheck. And it was also kind of a way to use my interest in photography and videography. It gave me a channel to put some of that to use. Well, I've always watched a fair amount of YouTube, different areas, some for entertainment, some to learn, like most people probably. When I decided to start a channel, I started watching the how to start a channel videos, and there are a bazillion of them out there. And if you watch enough of them, you can pick and choose what really matters, what's important, and what to concentrate on, and pitfalls to look out for. Everybody's got tips and tricks, and everybody's got the solution to getting the most views and keeping people engaged and all of that nonsense, which is not the reason that I started. I started mostly for myself, for my own reasons, and but everybody has. And I say everybody, not everybody, but you know what I mean. The majority of people that start a channel think about getting monetized, getting that 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers rather, and then the watch hours and all of that business. And think about getting that monthly check. And they push the analytics. You know, how long are people watching? When are they tuning out? Um, you know, how much of the video do they watch? What time of day do they watch? You know, all that, which I have no interest in whatsoever. It's not why I'm here, and that would take all the fun out of it for me. So I don't pay any attention to that at all. And a lot of the channels say you have to do this and you have to do that, and no, you don't. And quite frankly, a lot of those guys are making pretty good money doing that. So there's a call for it. So God bless them. I never really had any goals when I started the channel because I really didn't have any expectations. You know, I was doing it for my own reasons, and you know, like I said, I wasn't interested in monetization, so I wasn't shooting for X number of subscribers and all of that. So my goals were limited. I decided to commit to, you know, one video a week, which has worked out really good, you know, just fine. I think that was a good choice, and that's what I'm going to continue. And some people are posting every day or a couple times a day, but you know, that's not what I'm here for. Like I said, you know, I just wanted to have fun doing it and do something with my photography. You know, I had a bunch of equipment and you know, and interest, and I was getting more interested in the video aspect of it rather than the still photography. So it kind of gave me an avenue to do that and work on my editing and so forth. So those were my goals. I think the biggest highlight for me in having the channel is the engagement with you. You know, I've really enjoyed the comments and the back and forth. Some of you have become regulars, which I truly appreciate, and I enjoy engaging with you. When the video comes out and you make a comment, that's to me that is the highlight of having the channel. So I appreciate that, and I thank you for doing that. I love having you here. And it's interesting to me, the internet in general, but the channel specifically, of having reach all around the world. I mean, there are subscribers here from the UK, a couple of them from the UK, uh, from New Zealand, a few from Canada, mostly from the US because that's where I am. But it's a hoot for me to have connection to people around the world. I like that part of it. The internet in general does that, of course, but the channel, like I said, is more specific and more personal to me. Another big benefit for me of having the channel and the type of channel that I have here is it helps me refine my philosophy a little bit. You know, I've always felt that if you write something down or if you say it out loud, it gives it more meaning, and it makes you think about it and feel it a little bit more than just thinking about it. If you write it down, it makes it more real. And the video has the same way. If you say it out loud, you can think a lot of things, but if you say it out loud, somehow it gives it more body, it gives it more definition. I don't know how to explain it exactly. But that's been a real highlight of having the channel, is helping to refine my philosophy a little bit. I mean, we all think about things like that, but to think about things a little more deeply and how do you really feel about it? You know, are you just it's hard to explain for me. It kind of adds clarity and a commitment to it when you write it down or say it out loud or when you record it. I hope that makes sense. And there really haven't been too many lowlights. Um, there's an occasional angst about getting my weekly video out if it gets later in the week and I haven't done as much as I should have done. But it's not serious. It's not serious angst. It's not enough to make me quit doing it by any means. And there's occasional snarky comment or I would say nasty, but it depends on the video, really. I had one one video. You might check it out. Look back on my channel and find it. It's I think the title of it is "Okay Boomer." Check that one out. The comments on that were pretty exciting. A lot of anger out there towards boomers. And there's I did a follow-up, if you haven't seen it, a follow-up video to that one. Um, the thumbnail is similar. I'm sure you won't have any trouble finding it. But that it was my response to some of the comments that were made on that channel. So if you get a chance, check that out. Maybe I'll add that to the end card on this video, and I'll put a link in the description. That'd be a good idea. Check that out. It's kind of fun to listen to. I listen to it or watch it every once in a while again. Like I said, some of the comments are nasty, but there aren't a lot of them, and some of the things you have to just let roll off and consider where they're coming from, and there are angry and negative people out there. That's just a fact of life. And I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I never have. Everybody has an opinion. Not everybody is going to agree with my opinion on things. I don't have any problem with that. But if it's done in a civil manner, if it's done nasty, I have no time for that. And I wouldn't exactly call it a low light, but I had hoped for more engagement, more back and forth in the comments, more viewer opinions on things, different views on some of the topics that I've had. I had hoped that there would be more of that, but maybe in the future there will be. So I'm optimistic about that. Another thing that's been interesting over the past year is the change in equipment and the hardware of posting the videos. I mentioned before I had some equipment already from my still photography interests, and I had umbrellas and lights and stands and tripods and that stuff. And I had the GoPro camera is what I started using here, and I kind of evolved that. I had a couple of issues with the GoPro overheating in the summertime, so I figured I should look into something else, and I ended up with the DJI, the Osmo Pocket 3, which I've mentioned in another video, and that has worked out really well. In fact, that's what I'm using right now is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is a very popular camera, very easy to use. So that's been interesting. That evolution has been fun. And the studio, where I've been filming. I started out filming in the garage or in the office, and then decided that I like doing this, so turned the garden shed into a studio. Now I've got a permanent place to where everything is set up already. I don't have to put it up and take it down and everything. And I've got a nice little studio here where I'm sitting right now, looking around. So that's been a lot of fun putting that together. And also I've been using some new software, some new video editing software. I went from Corel Video Studio, which gave me fits over the years, and now I'm using CapCut, which is very popular nowadays, and Canva for doing other manipulations. The thumbnails I do in Canva. So learning the new software is always fun to me. I like that part, and the CapCut has been a lot of fun. And I'm just scratching the surface on that. Every time I do a video, I learn something on there. So that's been a lot of fun. When I first started, I started doing I changed the backgrounds, as I'm sure you've noticed before. And I started out just removing the background from the video and then pasting in or overlaying, underlaying, however you want to look at that, the different backgrounds. And that I had some issues with that because the edges were not real clean. So I put the green screen up, which I have now, the green screen, and I get a better effect with the green screen, and then taking out the green screen and putting in the background. So that's worked out really well. So I'm learning as I go, still learning, always learning. I hope I'm always learning. So what the future holds is more of the same. I'm going to keep on keeping on, keep on trucking. The once a week has worked out really well for me. It's something I can do. The commitment of once a week is something I can handle. I wouldn't want to do more than that because, like I mentioned before, the angst would be greater, and I'm not here for the angst. Thank you very much. So once a week in the future is what I'll be doing. As long as people are watching, I'll keep making videos. And even if they stop watching, I'll probably still keep making videos. I'm still getting older, so the topics will continue to arise. We'll see how things change into the late 70s, early 80s. We'll see. And now that I've reached the 500 subscribers mark, that opened up something in the YouTube thing called a community. And I don't know all the details of that yet, but I'll find out what that means. And it has something to do with communicating with the people that are subscribed to your channel directly. And I don't know exactly how that works, but I'll figure that out. And if it's something that we can use that I think will be a benefit, I'll put some of that to use and see how that goes. Try it out anyway. And I've had some thoughts about starting a second channel here in Western North Carolina. It's a very popular place here in southern Appalachia, the Smoky Mountains, and there's a lot of motorcycle activity down here, a lot of tourist activity. So I was thinking maybe something in a WNC and environs, but little bit different format, maybe a blog type deal. But I'm not going to commit to once a week on that. That would be on occasion when something comes up, when an event comes up, or a destination or something like that. Maybe I'll put some motorcycle videos on there, something like that. But we'll see. That's just in the thought stage at the moment, so that may or may not materialize. We'll see. If it does, I'll post it up here on this channel as well. So to kind of wrap it up here, just first of all, I'd like to say thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for being along on the journey. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here on a weekly basis. I appreciate you being here now. It wouldn't have been the same without you. And I hope you hang in for the coming year, the coming 2 years, coming 3 years, 4 years, whatever it turns out to be. If you have comments, like I said before, I really like the comments. So if you have some comments about what you'd like to see or something like that, by all means, leave them down in the comments below on any of the videos. Any of the videos. I read them all. Like I've said a number of times, the channel is still small enough for me to read and respond to all the comments. And if it stays that size, that would be great with me. I'm not begging for comments, but if you'd like to leave a comment, I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, comment. What else is there? I don't know. Come back next week. Do that too. So until next time, peace and joy. And thanks for being here.